Texas senators are considering a bill that would increase the Texas Education Agency's power to investigate alleged abuse on school campuses. Thanks so much for joining us for your 6 o'clock newscast. I'm Jennifer Sanders.
And I'm Daniel Marin. That bill is a direct result of a KXAN investigation. Our investigator Kelly Wiley has the details on the push to make students safer.
Okay, we're going to keep at this until we stamp this out.
In an emotional hearing at the Texas Capitol, lawmakers heard testimony on a string of bills dealing with sexual misconduct on school campuses, including a bill that would expand the number of school employees the Texas Education Agency can investigate for misconduct to include contractors and non-certified employees. Lawmakers filed the bill in response to a KXAN investigation that found a former juvenile corrections officer got a contracted tutoring job at Austin ISD after the Texas Juvenile Justice Department determined he had had an inappropriate relationship with the student.
There's a failure here, no question. And this person should have never been around young people ever again in their life. SB 571 is an attempt to close these loopholes in the Do Not Hire registry.
The investigation highlighted issues with information sharing between state agencies and facilities that care for minors, but also the limitations for who can be investigated by the TEA and be listed on the agency's Do Not Hire registry.
This bill appropriately covers more than 250,000 personnel in public schools who were not previously covered by our Do Not Hire registry. Imagine that's 250,000 coaches, bus drivers, custodians, cafeteria workers not previously covered are covered by this bill. So pass this great bill, close these loopholes, and fund TEA to do the investigations needed to keep these predators out of all schools.
And you heard her ask lawmakers not just to pass the bill, but to fully fund this bill. It would impact the strength of TEA's misconduct registry. But keep in mind, last session, lawmakers also passed a bill that would create a statewide misconduct registry. And the idea of that would be that HHSC, TEA, DFPS, all of their misconduct records would be in one search engine, and school districts and these contractors that supply staff to campuses would all have access to it during their hiring decisions. But we found out this week that registry, that search engine, is still not complete, in part because they were not fully funded last session. From the Capitol, Kelly Wiley, KXAN Investigates.
All right, Kelly, thank you very much. And adding some depth here, there is a second bill also addressing this issue. Senate Bill 1224 would require school districts to report sexual misconduct to an outside law enforcement agency, not the school police department. A superintendent could face a state jail felony if they fail to do this under this bill, and the State Board of Certification could levy a $10,000 fine if they fail to do so. The bill received bipartisan support in committee, though many lawmakers wanted to make sure private schools were held to the same requirements.